Howdy, folks. It is that time again. It is time for our frenetic half hour of trading here. Before we get started, let us look at our verse of the day, which is going to be Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. We've heard this before. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Another translation says, he shall make your paths straight. And that is what we want here. We want him to direct our paths over the course of the next half an hour. So first thing we want to do is look at the economic calendar for the day. We looked at it yesterday. There's nothing that I need to worry about for tomorrow. If you are a day trader, watch out for the employment numbers that are coming out tomorrow. Having said that, we can move on. All right, so today I wanted to talk about doing a little bit more of a dive into the strategy that I have. I'm a trend trader, and so I have these three strategies that I've given cutesy little names to. And we talked about Frank a lot yesterday. Well, today I want to talk about Bob. Bob is a strategy I have been trading now for 4 years, maybe 5 years. I'm trying to remember. I had my first loss today on Bob in quite some time. Matter of fact, maybe the first one this month. Let's take a look at the results from this. You can see I was doing great, and then May came around and just hit a wall. And it's been on a downhill, but slide since then. Oh, we're on the way back up. And part of that is just you just keep on trading. You don't doubt what you're doing. You know what your systems can do. You trust in it, and you keep on. But as you can see, this week I've had taken 3 trades, and I've only won 1 out of those 3 this week, as opposed to a 71% win rate the rest of the month. It's been a great month up until this week, frankly, up until today. But let's take a look at that. And I wanted to show you the trades that I have open. So the ones that currently we have going right now, Aussie yen, and this is probably going to stop out. Okay. All pound yen, as you can see, pound yen stopped out today. Big, giant candle down today. And when you look at what happened here, and you see that I came within, let's see, the high of that candle is 215.002, and my exit was at 215.09. So I came within 9 pips of hitting my take profit, which means I would have moved my stop loss to break even, and I wouldn't have lost it. I came within 9 pips out of 170. So it's less than 10%. And it reversed and stopped me out. And yes, it can be frustrating if you dwell on it, but it's just another trade. And it's okay. Remember, your stop loss is not there to protect your trade. Your stop loss is there to protect your account. So it stopped me out. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to move on. I fully expect Euro Yen to stop me out as well. But we don't know. We don't know what happens. This system is actually designed so that I get out early. I've got several. I've got 3 or 4 rules about how to get out early. One of the things that we teach is when you're building your system, we're going to find a way to put your stop in a logical, repeatable place, some place that makes sense to you. Hey, if price hits here, that I was wrong about the direction. But if there's any way that you could find a way to exert it, one of the things I recommend is as you are testing your system, go back and look at all of your losses and see if there was any common factor amongst them. Someone that would have told you, hey, if this thing happens during the course of my trade, odds are it's going to stop out. So I'm going to go ahead and exit early. One of those things I've got is if this indicator flips on me the wrong way while I'm in it, then I would have gotten out. But price today on the pound yen moved way too fast for that to happen. Stop me out. Big deal. I did have a hit first take profit on pound Swiss. So you can see we got in the other day right here. And we had our first take profit here, and it moved our stop loss to break even. So with the pound Swiss, no matter what happens, I can't lose money on this trade. Price is the stop loss has been moved to, actually in this case, break even plus 5 pips. And that just helps pay for commissions and swap fees, because this one actually is charging me. You see us charging me a swap fee on this one. I was in what pair was I in? I was in pound Swiss, maybe euro. No, I think it was euro pound for like 2 months. And I made a lot of money just on the swap fee. So those are the only two trades I'm in currently. Now let me talk to you about this particular system. This is one that I built for myself. I tested it, and I've created it in a way that reflects my personality and my lifestyle. And I want to be spending a lot of time trading this. That's why I swing trade. I want to get what I want to get in as little amount as possible. Could I make a lot more if I spent more time in front of the charts? Sure. I don't want to. So I don't. So this system has at its core one indicator on the chart. And let me delete real quick. Let me just take away ATR channel. Delete. So this, what you see here is the basics of it. This is a 2-line channel. Essentially, it's a 30-period moving average. Reasonably sure it's an exponential moving average. And it's in black. You can't see it because it's in black. And it's paralleled above and below one ATR. So what I get is these two, this channel line. And for me, this is the most important question. I teach that trading is just 5 questions, right? Trading, you just answer 5 simple yes/no questions. And that's all the trading is. Trading is simple. One of those questions is, do I go long or short? The basic question that all of us face when trading is, do I go long or short? This answers that question. This is why I love building systems and testing systems. Answer all the questions when you're building it so that when time comes to trade it, like we talked about yesterday with Frank, when Frank pops up a signal on my chart, where is Frank at? There he is. When Frank pops up a signal on my chart, this little green triangle, I don't question. I don't think, well, gee, what does that mean? I just do it because I've answered all those questions already. So on my Bob system here, the question of do I go long or short is very simple to answer, which is simply if price is above this channel, I go long. If price is below the channel, I go short. And if price is inside it, I don't do anything. It's no man's land. And then after that, everything is just some rules attached to it. For instance, I have to have this indicator. This is called the BRAID, B-R-A-I-D, the BRAID indicator. This has to confirm it. And then there are some other simple rules around that, but that's the basics of it. So let's just go through and see if there's anything to do, right? So here's a trade. This is the trade that I'm in as we're tracking this. And I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that. It's a trade that I missed back last Friday because, no, I'm sorry. I didn't miss it last Friday because I was driving. I missed it because I was in a hurry, and I just missed it. But I still need to track it for data purposes. I'll show you why in a minute. That one said its first take profit. Stop loss has been moved to break even. I won't do anything until price moves up here. Then we can start trailing the stop. Aussie US, nothing to do, right? Price is just continuing to, when it pulls back into here, this will be a chance to get back into the trade as the trend continues. But right now, there's nothing to do. Swish yen, nothing to do. The yen pairs are all going to look the same. Euro pound, as I mentioned, I was in one of these trades for a long time. So price has closed above. For the last 3 days, price has been inside the no man's land channel. Nothing to do there. By the way, if you have any questions about this, please drop them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them. So price has been inside the channel for 3 days, nothing to do. Today, it closed above it. So we have a brand new trend happening right now. Price has said, okay, we're finally breaking out of this downtrend that we're in. We're going to try for an uptrend. Well, what are the rules I have based on data, based on sort of a standard procedure, is that most first breakouts fail. My buddy Brian was in here the other day, and his partner Al trades, his business partner Al trades in the mornings on these wedges, and they wait for breakouts and then pullbacks because most first breakouts fail. So for me, the first time that price closes above this baseline, I want one additional element of confirmation. For me, that is my volume indicator. And if it's, and it has said go. If it's green, then I can go. If it's not green, then I have to wait for it. But today, it's there. So now the last thing I want to do, the next thing I want to do is make sure the price hasn't already moved one ATR. Remember, I'm after one ATR. That's what my take profit is set at one ATR and 2 ATR. And my stop loss is set at 1.5. So I have to make sure that price hasn't already moved too much. And I define too much as 1 ATR, because you think about it. If I'm say, hey, I want to make whatever the ATR is today, that's where I'm setting my take profit. If that already happened, what I'm saying is I want it to happen again tomorrow. So I want to make sure that price hasn't moved too far. So this white dashed line is just simply this green line mirrored 1 ATR above it. So it's there. Now, the last thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I have clear skies, nothing in between, no roadblocks between me and my first take profit. And I use supply and demand zones for that. So I go up to the weekly chart. I drop my supply and demand zone onto the chart. And then I go back down to the daily chart. And what I find is that, hang on, we're done with volume, so I can get rid of it. By the way, I would highly recommend, even if you have a couple of things that you need to check on your chart, keep your chart as clutter-free as possible, which may mean, hey, I need to check this one thing. Okay, turn it on, check it, and turn it back off again. Like, I need to check my volume. Okay, I turned it on, I checked it. It said what I needed to say. I made my decision. I got rid of it. Don't want to clutter this chart up. So right now, there is an overhead supply zone. And you can see what happened every time we tried to punch up through it. You know, we didn't quite make it, and this one didn't quite make it. Well, the way supply and demand works is that as price penetrates it, it kind of gets used up. So let's see where this thing was made. Let me go back up to the weekly chart. When was this thing created? This thing was created back in 1228. So where does that correspond on the chart? 1228. So it started here. Okay, so these are the candles that made it, which means that this candle basically used it up. So that supply and overhead supply zone is pretty much used up. So let's drop my go long tool on the chart. And this again it's set at 1 ATR for my take profit and 1.5 ATR for my stop loss. Now here's the thing. I want to make sure I don't have any speed bumps between me and my first take profit. Well, as of right now, my first take profit is here, touching this supply zone. So now I've got to make the decision. Hey, is this little bit of supply zone enough for me to say, hey, I can't take this trade or not? Well, I need to know, did this use that area up? So I'm going to go back up, find out when it was made. This one was made 1123. So drop back down again. Where's 1123 at? So, back here. So price came down, went up, and came back down again. So this area has been used up, no longer virgin territory. So I can, yes, take this trade. Make sure everything's lined up correctly. Make sure I'm risking 1%, and I am. So I've verified that by roughly $1,000. Everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this trade at market. And, okay, freeze those lines in place and switch my little tool here from calculating based on ATR to just freezing the lines in place. I always get rid of my second take profit. My second take profit. My job is to get on base. My job is to hit my first take profit, move my stop loss to break even, take all risk off the table, and then whatever happens, happens. The rest of it is in God's hands. I have planted the seed. I've gotten the initial harvest. Whatever happens in that second position, God is in charge of. So I let price get me out. I want this thing to keep moving up, and I just trail that stop loss up and up and up and up. Like I said, I had a trade, I think it was pound Swiss, lasted 2 months, and every day it's just moving the stop loss up manually, not with your broker will go nuts if you move it, if you turn the automatic stop loss on, the trailing stop on, because it recalculates with every pip. And I'm going to turn off the supply and demand zones. I want this chart to be as clean as possible. I leave this one down here for this reason. If this, since I'm going along, this is green. If this should ever change to red, I get out. Regardless, I get out. So I leave this one on here for decision-making purposes. Could I take this one off? Yeah, I need to create a system where I can toggle that white line off. I want my chart as clean as possible. Euro yen we talked about. I'm probably going to get stopped out there, and that's okay. But hey, look, if this thing goes sideways for a minute and then this turns red, I can get out early. I can get out without losing the whole 1%. Pound Aussie, nothing to do. Price is just moving. Pound Swiss, we're already in that one. Pound yen, I mentioned we got stopped out. Get rid of the supply and demand zone there. Kiwi Swiss, This one's another one that I got in for tracking purposes. I'm going to show that here in just 1 second, the tracking purposes. We're basically down a little bit, about a third. I don't care if this switches from green to gray. It doesn't mean anything. It's just neutral. I only care if it flips to red. And then Kiwi Yen, nothing to do there. All right, I mentioned tracking purposes. Let me see if I can successfully open up my my Bob 5-pair tracking. Let me go open, and where's Bob 5-pair? There we go. So what I do here is I trade all 28 pairs. I track all 28 pairs and only trade certain of them based on live data. So every quarter, I run an analysis on how things are going. And based on the calculations I've got this thing doing, it tells me which pairs to trade for the next quarter. So you can see at the end of quarter 4 of 2025, I determined these were the trades. These were the pairs that I needed to trade. And those are the ones that I am trading. Now, this is total rank. This is for 2 years worth of information. So what this tells me is that, hey, I'm not trading Euro Aussie and I'm not trading Kiwi CAD right now based on this. But if things continue the way they are, Euro Aussie and Kiwi CAD might find their way up into the big leagues. They might get called up into the show, and I start trading them live. And here, I don't have anything that's falling on me. I don't think. CAD Yen looks like it's trying to go moderate. These, why aren't you trading silver and gold live? Just because I don't have enough data yet. I have to have at least 15 trades in order to have enough data to figure out what's going on. I'm almost there on gold. Speaking of gold, let's change gears. Someone asked me yesterday a question about gold. So I'm going to show you my gold algorithm. Did not take a trade today. I've got this thing only trading. See this right here, this gray box. It only trades from 6 p.m. I think it's my time to 11:45. I don't remember what that correlates to, but this system only trades, it trades gold in the Asian session, 15-minute chart using the forest strategy. Now, somebody asked me, what are my thoughts on gold? They asked me that yesterday. And I didn't know what they meant, trading gold in general or the price of gold right now. I think that every Christian should trade gold for this very reason. In Genesis chapter 1, God uses the word good 7 times. He calls things good. He looked at this and called it good. Looked at this and called it good. The 8th time God uses the word good, it's in reference to gold. He said, in the land of Havilah, I think it was, there was gold and beryllium and bedylium or something, and the gold in that land is good. God called it good. Same word he used for man and birds and day. So I think that there's a spiritual element to trading gold. So I like to make sure gold is part of my portfolio to trade. And that's why I'm trading it on that algorithm. That algorithm is in its test phase. I won't put real money behind it for another whole other quarter. My system is slow and steady, and my system of systems. Eventually, gesture with my hands, otherwise I can't speak. One of the goals in our course, our training program, is to say your goal eventually is to not be a great trader. Your goal is to be a successful trading business owner. And what do I mean by that? Your goal is not to have one system and become the world's best button clicker. Your goal is to have a system of systems, several different strategies. Maybe some of them are robots, maybe some of them are manual. And your job is to be the supervisor. You manage them every day. You check in on them. Trading a robot, trading an algorithm takes just as much time as trading manually, because every day you have to see if this thing did its job. You think of yourself as the manager of a Taco Bell, and every day you show up and you manage your employees. That's what a trading business owner does. I have 3 strategies that I'm trading on 4 different accounts. I'm just the manager of those things. Yeah, in some cases I'm clicking the buttons, and in some cases the robot's clicking the buttons, but I'm still every day evaluating and managing. So I don't know why I got off on that topic. Sorry about that. Gold specifically. Well, back on January 29th, in the history of mankind, gold had never been that expensive. So obviously gold is going to continue to go up. The best time to get in gold was 4,500, priced at around 4,500, which was back on February the 2nd. Right now, gold is below the 45 period moving average. Everything's going up. Sure. Would I get in gold right now? Yeah, I would get in gold right now. If I had the signal, if Frank gave me a signal to go long on gold right now, sure, I would get in. Would I get in and, with candles these extended? No. But we're down below this moving average. I'm okay with that. I think gold is just going to slowly continue its upward drift. I love trading gold and silver together. I liken those two as a pair to the S&P and the NASDAQ. Gold and the S&P are kind of, just sort of float upwards, or they're battleships, and silver and the NASDAQ is a ski boat. Zip is all over the place. I trade them both. Speaking of Frank, let's take a quick run through of our open trades with him. We got a trade on oil. We're up a little bit. Let's actually look at our open trades. We've got Aussie CAD, Kiwi CAD, Euro Aussie, oil, and Kiwi Swiss. That's 5 things that we have open on Frank right now. Where did it go? All right, so Aussie CAD. Oh, that triggered. Okay, well, I need to change the color of this one and delete that. So Aussie CAD triggered. What else we got? Hang on. Let me make this thing alphabetical. Aussie CAD, Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie, we're in. And we're positive ever so slightly. Kiwi CAD and Kiwi Swiss. So Kiwi CAD, change the color of that one to our open trade color. Kiwi CAD, we're in. Oh, look, this one's gone negative. That's okay. It's a really big candle here, so I'm okay with that. Pulling back a little bit. If it pulls back over halfway, probably it's going to stop out. And then Kiwi Swiss, this one pulled back, almost 80%. But this particular strategy doesn't have an early exit. It's all or nothing with this one. And that's okay, because right now I am accounts and statistics. I am currently at a spinny. I'm at an 80% win rate on this particular strategy. So I'm happy with what it's doing. I don't really have time to go through Forest other than to just take a look at what we got open. So we are Euro Aussie and CAD Swiss. We won't go looking for new trades on that. Before I get there, let me just see if we have any new trades on Frank. And I'm just going to cycle through these, and I want you to look. You know what? You have no idea what's on the screen because I forgot to show that. So let me go back and show you what I was showing at you. 80% win rate on Frank right now. You can see the open trades I've got. My balance is at $10,534.97, and I'm currently got minus $36 in open equity. By and large, everything's negative. I mean, there are 2 of them that are at break even. The rest of them are negative. That's okay. They'll turn around, or they won't. Let's take a quick look at Frank, and all I'm looking for is these green arrows or red arrows. So I'll hang on for the ride here. Click, nothing. Click, nothing. 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 And this is just how fast I go through my pairs. See this one? Missed it. Yep, completely missed that trade because I was in my car driving. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. All right, let's keep going. Nothing. 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 Nope. I was that one might be. That was another one that I missed. All right, that's it. So there were no new setups on Frank today. It happens. Don't get to the end of your trading period and you followed your rules, you followed your plan. You did not enter a new trade. Don't make the mistake of thinking you didn't trade today. You absolutely traded today. As far as Frank is concerned, I traded today with 100% compliance. I did everything Frank said to do. And in this case, Frank said to do nothing. So that's what I did. That is following your trading plan with consistency and discipline. Whatever your plan says to do, do. And if you don't have a signal, don't take a trade. If you have a signal, but you need 5 steps for a valid trade, you can only get 4 of them. You don't take the trade. We talked about that over on this one. I forget what pair it was that we got into earlier. Hang on, the one I just did. Was it euro pound? Yeah, that's right. Remember, I looked at the overhead supply and demand zones. If that supply and demand zone had been fully valid and in the way, I said, okay, it's a great setup, but this one checkbox of mine, I can't check it. Which indicator, Mastering Me? I'm going to leave this up here. Which indicator are you talking about? Because I didn't see your comment till just now, and it could have been up there for 30 seconds. I'll leave this up here. If you can't check all the boxes, you don't move on. So you follow your plan 100%. Consistency and discipline are the one and only key to being a successful trader. So FYI, just to answer your question, because we got to get out of here. We got 4 minutes left. The green and red lines is just a 30-period moving average. Yep, 30-period exponential moving average in black that's mirrored above and below. This is called the braid filter. Oh, if I ever get time, I'm going to show you the original version of the braid. The original version of the braid colored your actual candles red and green. Oh, it was so much easier to look at. I see if I can't figure out a way to recreate that. And then if you're asking about this one, this is Frank. This is an indicator that I created myself. I say I created it myself. Don't go getting impressed. I told ChatGPT what to do, and it coded the indicator for me. That's an amazing thing, right? I don't need any coding skills whatsoever. I can click the button on ChatGPT, speak into the microphone, and it will spit code out at me, and I import the thing, and boom, there you go. This is Frank. And then lastly, we've been through that. Forest, let's just look at our 2 open trades to manage currently on the Forest strategy. By the way, remember that gold algorithm is trading Forest, just trading on the 15-minute chart. I manually trade the other 28 Forex pairs on the daily chart. So we got CAD Swiss and Euro US. All right, CAD Swiss. We're about a third of the way in profit. It's probably going to be a while on CAD Swiss. And then Euro US, we're about between a third and halfway to our take profit. And after a big candle like that, yeah, it's natural that you would have this thing pull back. This indicator is called Forest. And again, coded it with ChatGPT. Okay, well, that is all of the trading for today. If you are a Facebook person, every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Central, I go live. We have a free Facebook group, right? You can join it. Anyone can join it. All you gotta do is prove you're not a robot. I don't know how, but my son, the IT department, has created some method by which to prove you're not a robot. Join it for free. And every Wednesday night at 6, I go live inside. You can just type in Godly Trading and you'll find us. I go live inside of that as I deliver the message for my video of the week that gets recorded. And my other son, the editor, does things with that. And I do that so that I have an audience to talk to. And then when I'm done delivering my message, then it's an open Q&A time. Just however long you want to ask questions about anything in the world, that's what that's for. So if you're interested in getting questions answered, and you're willing to sit through a 20-minute Bible study on some trading topic, yes, Bible study, trading together, then just go to Facebook, type in Godly Trading Community, join, and we're there on Wednesday evenings at 6 Central. Everything I do is Central because we're in Mississippi. All right, that is it for today. Thank you guys for being there. I'll see you guys tomorrow.